Morning everybody. I never know on these phones where to look. Where is this camera? Look in the middle of the screen, the left. Anyway, I've had a really good night here at this Casbah in the middle of Taliouine, which is just out in the road in the desert. Surrounded by beautiful mountains. Let's have a look now. That's the view from the window. And down below there's Donkey with good company. There's a couple of German bikers on Honda CRF 300 rallies, which is the Japanese equivalent, or to say Donkey is the Chinese competition for those bikes. And these guys are on the way from Germany all the way to Cape Town. Fascinating, a couple of young guys. Anyway, that's my view. It's sunny, it's chilly, but I'll be on the road today and hopefully make a reasonable video. There they go, soon. All loaded up. On their way. Good luck, boys. Nice chatting with you this morning. Leaves Donkey and me. Well, good morning. Well, I've already said that in the room, but here we are. Donkey's loaded up. It's actually very quickly approaching afternoon. So here we go. It's scorching in the heated courtyard. I'm wearing all my layers because of past experience. Once you get riding, it's been bloody cold. Anyway, I'm heading for warmer climbs, so we'll see. 202 kilometers to go to the next stop. The guy should come along and open the gate. Ça va? Fueled up yesterday. Yep, there we go, that cool air. Got the visor open and in that courtyard I've got all my layers on and it's so warm, and final dressing up, starting to cook, and now this cold air blasting through my helmet. I'll have to put it down. So anyway, don't judge a book by its cover. The Casbah inside was very quirky and old. Everything was old. It was well painted, clean, and I had a really comfortable night's sleep. Very quiet, comfortable bed. Everything was not like when I first walked in I thought, oh, this is a dingy old place, but actually it was completely the opposite. The only reason I've decided not to stay is because what am I going to do if I do stay? I don't need to spend a day recovering because I feel my strength is coming back. So move on, head for the coast. Awareness going, because you never know what's going to just jump in front of you, pull out in front of you, cross over. Chat with a couple of German guys this morning. I showed you their bikes earlier and they were setting off, and they were asking what my experience of the people has been here. I can honestly say I do not feel threatened or at all. I feel very safe here. People are very approachable, even in remote areas. Like if you're on a trail somewhere and back road and there's a shepherd, I always like to slow down and wave. They always acknowledge. Now I'm glad I've got all my layers on. It's already feeling cool. Time to put heated grips on already. Very deceptive because of the sun. And if you stop you'll cook, and we'll see if we can find something quirky and interesting to see along the way. So this is quite a major road. You can see again another long straight road through a desert plain. The mountains are a little bit closer. I think these are called the anti-Atlas. They've left the big Atlas mountains behind. I'm starting to feel well enough to think about exploring a trail or two at some point, but not fully yet. I'd be totally unwise. I need to let this body fully recover and get my strength fully back. That's why I'm heading to the beach, the sea. I'm going to have a complete R&R and stay in a hotel for a week probably. There you are, look. Just be careful. Well, I nearly missed that. There's a sudden sharp turn to the left. I was heading straight on, and now we're on a smaller road. I like that old castle or fortification up on the hill. There's dry riverbeds everywhere, known as weths, and yet there's greenery. Somehow there's water. But we've had such a long dry spell in Morocco, and I was talking to working in the fields over there, talking to people in the hotels, and they say that there's lots of people sick in the winter now because they've got this virus cough thing. Not just me. Nice to know it's not personal, but they say it's because it's been so dry, and somehow the change in the climate, the atmosphere, has allowed these viruses to gather forces. And always the mosque, everywhere has a mosque, well painted, well maintained, and amongst all these derelict or half-built homes. This is interesting. We're right out here in this plain, and look, there's people over there with a digger. This land here has all been worked, look, cleared, and that's what it would have been like the other side. And you go, well, what are they doing here? But will they be going to build another town or plant crops? It's hard to imagine what they would be doing with all this effort and investment. You can see the difference in rock colour. Look at it. This is brown, sandy. Over there is grey. That's what amazes me about this place. One of the things is this mix of different types of rock and structure. I mean, I'm not a geologist, but sometimes some of me really would be interesting to know just how all this formed, what it's made of, why it's so different. This here looks like a wall, handmade wall that looks like. Yeah, both sides of the road, some ancient wall built by hand, and you go, what for? Would have been to mark somebody's territory, because up on the hill there, look, there's one of those old ruins again. It's hard to imagine going back to the times when everything was so tribal, travel was so limited and slow, and people would be surviving in this environment, living up there and defending their turf. there's like fields here marked off with stone walls as well. And that one over there, that's surrounded by shrubs, just to mark the land off. And this place built up the hill up ahead. On the right there, is that the cemetery? And right on top there, the original settlement, right on the top of that rock. Just turn round because look, it's like a well of some kind. I don't know whether it's a water pumping station or something. That's definitely a well. I wonder how deep they have to go to get the water. I'll turn around again because here's another well, and look, a lad getting water on the donkey. Amazing. So he's getting plastic containers, dropping them down in the well, filling them up and putting them on the back of his donkey. Take them home. What a way to get your water. Doesn't seem like there's any law on crash helmets here. Or if there is, does it matter when you live out here? Obviously the water does come through here. Look at the force it must come through when it floods. I've got to be careful because I could spend all day here just gawking at these rocks. They're just so dramatic. Route Divier. Looks like the bridge got washed away. I'm glad it's not the rainy season. I keep turning the camera off because I don't want it running all the time. Go around the corner and there's another fascinating thing. This village up there on the hillside. There's this contrasting rock layers, the colours. And this is the thing I've seen a lot of as well. These pillars of stones. I know that became quite a craze in various places in Europe. I've seen them. People just decide to build a pillar of stones. And they're here, they're all over the place. I think, well, who's doing it? What's the purpose of it? The women wear such colourful clothes. You tend to see groups of women and then groups of men. Here we have different landscape again. Look at this. Different rocks, different colours. Look at this guy. Come out here on his motorbike, chilled out on his mobile phone. Wonderful. Just stop and take it in for a few seconds. Oh, look at that. Wow. So when you're on a road like this, and going through these habitational centres like down there that where people live and work and everything, and you realise you're not in Europe, you're on a different continent. Form of adventurer, the campervan people. And here we have some other interesting constructions of stones painted white. Just there, look, that well. So you can see where water must come down the gullies there when it rains, down there. I'm just like, look at that place, what is that doing out here? What is it? It does look empty. Obviously, he's going to be more interested in avoiding as many potholes as possible than letting me pass. So maybe some time. Good Wi-Fi up here. Technology is never far away. Got there's different colours here. Phenomenal. And all that over there looks like terraced. Has it been terraced by hand or is it natural? It looks like it's been done by hand, by man. I wonder if there'll actually be a cafe or something where I can get something to eat, because so far there's been nothing. Well, this is my lunch and my lunch stop for today. Over 2 hours of riding, it's the first place I found, so I'm ready for this. Well, quite an altitude in the mountains, but it is warmer. The air's not as cold as it has been. While I was having my lunch there, I was surrounded by cats meowing their heads off, trying to get up at me, and they would gladly steal my food. And there's a lot of it here, I've noticed, even in the cities and that. Cats taking your dinner, they would. Here we go on another little mountain trail. And then there's a young man came and sat at the table next to me. Thought nothing of it. And then he said, "Monsieur, thank you. Monsieur, thank you." And he was obviously wanting money. I just looked at him and he just knew. Again, if you gave to everybody that came to you and asked for money, you'd have nothing. You have to be so hard about it. Again, you've got to say, yep, and what? And why? Wherever you go, there'll be people walking. Oh, and dogs. Look, those two people up there walking. Where on earth to? I've just stopped here because this is one of these walled enclosures with a little building. There are some like graves over there and gravestones. And there's lots of little upright stones in various other places, just upright. So obviously it is a graveyard. And it goes on and on forever and ever. Wow, it is like being on the moon, as near a thing as can be. It looks like the road is going downwards. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now starting our descent. And look, there's somebody down there picking up plastic. You never see it all here, never ever. You think you see it all, never. It says 40 minutes to go to the destination. And I have to admit, it's not been as cold today, not quite as icy. In fact, I feel very warm at the minute. Look at this guy cycling. Oh, look at that.